Here's my old C10 after I cleaned her up a little bit. What's going on, everybody? So this is my daddy's 86 Silverado. You ain't been following along. I did a 350 Vortec swap in it a few months ago. Originally I had a 305, but it smoked a little bit, so we swapped it out with this 350. In the last video, we took her down the road for the first drive since I put a cam in it. So we ended up swapping the cam out because my daddy wanted to run manual fuel pump, and a stock Vortec cam don't have the fuel pump lobe on it. So somebody hooked us up with a small little cam with the fuel pump lobe in it. So I put that in there, and then we took her for a drive down the road after I did that, and everything went fine except for when I hit the brakes. We got some calipers or something sticking, so I guess we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the brakes on this thing today. We might try to get some other stuff done. I finally found the original throttle cable bracket and all. It turns out it was over there in one of my boxes under a bunch of crap the whole time, so we'll get the throttle bracket and all put back on it, and we got to get brake booster line for the brake booster, hook up some gauges and whatnot. But for now we're going to try to get the brakes and all straightened out, and then we'll fool with all this crap up here. I'm going to try to get some exhaust on it soon too. We got to get some new mufflers because one of them's got a hole in it. I got some just old stock style mufflers laying over there on the other side of that red car. We might just throw them on there for now, which is basically what's on it, just regular old stamped steel mufflers. Pushed up here, it seemed to roll freely, so I don't know if whatever was stuck come unstuck or what, but I'm about to get her jacked up and we'll see what's going on. It's rolling freely. The lines don't look very good though. Also rolling pretty free too. So they ain't stuck no more. This line looks a little better, but not much. They ain't stuck now, but I mean, when I drove it last, they was for sure sticking. They wasn't locked all the way up, but they was sure sticking, slowing the truck down and holding it back. I guess maybe sitting there, they come free. So I don't know, I might try to fix a few things under the hood here to where it's drivable again, and I might try to run it down the road and see if they stick again. This is what I was looking for last time I drove the truck, so I could hook up the throttle linkage. Ended up robbing the one off my truck, but I found this the other day in the bottom of the box over there digging for other stuff. And this has got our brake booster line and all on it, and this here is for crap. Dadgummit, cruise control. Yeah, this is for the cruise control. I can't remember if it worked on this truck or not. I don't even know if we ever tried it, but it'd be cool to hook that back up, have cruise control. So we might try to do that. We're gonna at least put this back on there, that way we can have our throttle and all hooked up. Might have to modify it a little bit, make it work on this intake. I think before I put that throttle bracket on there, we're gonna go ahead and snatch this carburetor off real quick and clean it out, because I know it's got some trash in it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the carb studs in, and a way we can clamp this thing down on all four corners. Maybe eliminate any air leaks we might have around the base of the carburetor there. Oh, dang it. Dang spring fell off my damn vice grip somewhere. These things is aggravating without a spring on them. I ain't got no regular freaking pliers worth of crap. God dang it. Come on, man. At least I know that fuel line wasn't going to pop off. This carburetor ain't going to stay on here forever. And this is just the one we're going to use for now until my daddy can get a new one. He wants to put a good quadrijet on it. Maybe next month he can buy a new carburetor or a used one if anybody's got a good used one. This intake is for a quadrijet spread bore carburetor like a quadrijet is, and this is a square bore carburetor, so it's not exactly made for this intake, but it seems to be working all right. I mean, might have a leak or two around it somewhere. A little brown looking. Got a light turned on here. Yeah, she definitely got some trash in her, as you can see. Yep, the back bowl was just as nasty. I'm just gonna spray it out the best I can. That'll be a lot better than it was anyhow. I can't even believe the damn thing was running. Alright, so I went ahead and took the little cruise control deal off, and I'm gonna pull this off. The reason I did that is because we don't need that right now, and this right here is supposed to hook into the back of a quadrijet carburetor. It screws into the back of one, and then that hooks up to the brake booster. But I went ahead and took it all apart, took this piece off. I just need to go get a piece of hose or find a piece of hose that'll fit on there so we can hook up a brake booster. And then I'm gonna pull this little metal line out of here and try to fashion this bracket on there somehow, so we'll have a throttle bracket. And then once we get a quadrijet, you know, and all that, we can put it all back on there and hook it up how it was. But I'm gonna have to make this work somehow, because on this Vortec intake, bolts go straight up and down, and on the old school style intake, you know, they go in at an angle. So we'll have to modify her a little bit, but we'll make it work. Alright, so on the old intake, it would have bolted right there on that one, and then this would have bolted right there. It would have been like that, but this up there like that might not work, so I might can still maybe bolt it right there for now, just for the time being, or bend that down there and bolt it right there. I might do that, because I think if I put it right here, it might be too close to the carburetor. That actually worked out pretty good. I was able to bolt it up right there, and then I bent this part back and bolted up right there. Luckily, these use a 5/16 bolt instead of a 3/8 bolt, so I was able to get it through that little hole right there, where it would usually go right there. I went ahead and cut me out some more studs, a little bit shorter too. They'll all be matching also, because these two here was fine thread, these are coarse thread, so now I'll have all the same. Makes it a lot easier to deal with. Carburetor back on there. Now, tighten them down, and we'll have all four corners bolted up now, instead of just 2 or 3, whatever the hell it was last time. I only had 2. Got that on there. Got the spring on there. I think that'll work for now. Now found a piece of hose to hook up that for brake booster. See what she does. Go up a little bit down her throat. Alright, we ain't really got no gas pedal here. Let me see what the hell's going on. Backed it up right there and pulled it back up. We ain't got no power brakes, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Mine ain't got no power brakes. Maybe the daggone brake boosters done went bad. Seems like the brakes are sticking again a little bit, just from backing up and hitting them right there and pulling back up. So let me jack it up and see. I got this crazy contraption going on, because when I put the spring back there, it's way too damn tight, and the damn gas pedal's harder to rock. So I just put that on there just for temporarily. Yep, that one is completely stuck. Driver's side, it's stuck too. Alright, so a couple days later, I'm about to get the battery back out of my black truck, sit it back in here. I guess we're gonna hook up that choke on that carburetor, see if that'll help that thing to act right. And then we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with these brakes. It's been sitting a couple days since I last fooled with it, so I guess I'm gonna jack it back up again and see if it'll free roll or if the calipers are still stuck. It's just weird to me how, you know, both calipers are doing the same thing. They're both sticking and they're both freeing up after a certain amount of time. Jacked up, they still stuck. Here's my old C10 after I cleaned her up a little bit. I mean, I didn't scrub it or nothing like that, so it still got a little bit of stuff on it here and there. Kind of missed it down on the bottom. Might have to run her back up there one day and go over it again, but looks a lot better than it did anyhow. Be glad when my daddy goes and buys a battery, so I won't have to keep doing this. Or I guess I might just have to buy a new one and give him the old one here. Might have to do that. Choke is hooked up. I already pumped her a few times, so let's see how it works. Oh yeah, it might work if you hook up the battery, you idiot. Alright, got the battery hooked up now, so it ought to at least make some noise. That's the best cold start we've had so far. I think the choke being hooked up helped on the cold start anyhow, but still acting funny. This idle mixture screw made a little difference, but turn that one over there in and out, and it didn't seem to make any difference. So might still have some trash in her somewhere plugging something up. I'll spray this around if it idles up anywhere, and if it does, then we'll know we got a leak right there. Literally the first spray, I sprayed right there and it seemed to idle up a little bit, but I kept spraying around and then it didn't seem to make any difference. So I don't know if it's got a tiny little vacuum leak right there, which, I mean, it would make sense if it had a little leak right there, considering the way the intake's made. Then I pulled this mixture screw all the way out and it didn't change the way it's running either. So I'm guessing we got some trash or something still blocked in there or something. Got the wiggles pulled off here. As you can see, these brake lines are not in very good shape. They're hard as a rock and got no give to them, so could be one of our problems, or probably is one of our problems. Driver's side here, same thing, hard as a rock, dry rotted, no good. I think I'm going to loosen that up and see if any pressure releases off that caliper. Look at that. Now it's spinning. So that makes me believe that the calipers are probably not the problem, because if the calipers were just stuck, for one, they shouldn't come undone after sitting for a couple weeks. And two, whenever you release the pressure, the caliper should still stay stuck if the caliper itself is bad. So that's making me think problem might just be the brake lines or master cylinder, something like that. Let me see what the passenger side does. All right. Good and locked up. So let's see if it does the same thing. Yep, same deal. Release the pressure and calipers release. I'll admit the progress on this motor swap is going way slower than I wanted it to go. Usually, you know, I can do a motor swap as long as everything's good, you know, it can be done pretty quick. But between carburetor problems and now brake problems, it's just one thing after another. We will get it straightened out eventually. We really do need a good carburetor. You know, once you got it, good carburetor, and got the motor running good, then it's easier to figure out other problems. So if anybody's got a good used Quadrajet or even a new one they want to get rid of for a decent price, let me know. But I mean, we're not rich people around here by no means, so can't spend a lot on this thing. That's why I'm trying to figure out exactly what's up with these brakes before we just go dumping money in it. I don't want to go spend 50 bucks on 2 new brake calipers and that not even be the problem, and then, you know, spend another 50-60 bucks on a master cylinder and that not be the problem. The brake lines are in bad shape, and if I take the pressure off the calipers, they loosen right up. So all those few things combined is making me believe that the problem is not the calipers, and it's probably something else. Maybe those wore out brake lines, or maybe we got a problem going on with the master cylinder or something here. And like I said, I don't want to just go dumping a lot of money into stuff, because it's not my money to begin with. It's my daddy's money, and he's not the one that likes to buy a bunch of stuff and not be the problem. He gets pretty pissed off when he buys parts and the parts he bought don't fix the problem. So I hate to end this one off here. I was hoping to get the brakes fixed and maybe take it for a spin down the road again without the brakes sticking, so we could actually see what kind of power this little motor is gonna have. But unfortunately, we still ain't got the brakes fixed, but we got a little bit of progress made, I guess, even though it ain't much. So I guess I'm gonna end this one off here, and if y'all got any ideas what the problem might be on why these brakes are sticking and why I'm able to release the pressure off of them and get them to unstick, y'all let me know. If y'all think it's the lines, calipers, master cylinder, whatever the case may be, y'all put y'all's opinions or whatever down in the comments, and maybe y'all can help me decide on which thing I want to start with first before I just go to blowing money on a bunch of stuff. Kind of need to figure out the fix before we go to dumping the money, you know what I mean? So if y'all got any ideas what might be going on with these brakes, and if anybody has a good Quadrajet carburetor, good used one, or even a new one that they want to get rid of for a decent price, y'all let me know, because we definitely need a good carburetor to go on this thing for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna end this one off here before the rain gets to me. Y'all just let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Later.